Hello and welcome to another video from Kenson Space. After watching SpaceX launch the crewed Dragon capsule to the International Space Station, it spurred me on to do a long overdue Kerbal Space Program mission myself. So here we are in the VAB, and this is the Kenson Space Platform 1. So in this video I was planning to place this into orbit using the orbit sheet, and then I was going to plan to launch a Flacon 9 type rocket to rendezvous with it, but the Kraken doesn't want me to do that. So here we are, I've sent it to the launch pad and I'm looking for the orbit sheet in the menu, but then I noticed that it's very wobbly and it falls apart and starts self-destructing. So I think I need to make some modifications. So it's back to the VAB and we're going to start adding struts and just trying to remember where the wobbly sections were. So let's see how we get on with that. Oh no, that's still very wobbly. Yeah, we've still got the Acme super elastic flexi joints holding bits of it together. It hasn't snapped this time, but that's no, it's got to be more rigid than that. That's too wobbly. I think we definitely need some struts across the was it 6-way docking connector. So one underneath, one on top, and let's put some struts on the other connectors, the other docking ports I mean. And wow, that looks like a lot of errors. Yes, that's not good. Oh no, it's snapped and exploded again. Oh dear. So I'm still looking for the the orbit sheet, so that it's ready for me to use when I next try to perform the sheet, if I can do it without anything breaking. And but then we've noticed the the space platform is going up. It's still going up. I noticed it bounced on the ground for a minute, but I'm just checking to make sure I didn't accidentally hack the gravity to 0, but no, that's not checked. I'll have the unbreakable joints though next time we play, or from now onwards, as the case may be. But yeah, from what looked like a small bounce, it's still going up. Oh, that's not what I wanted. What was I going to check? Oh, I don't know. There's nothing there to tell me why this spaceship should slowly be rotating and ascending. Well, as the Kenson Space Platform 1 was slowly ascending and rotating, I decided to speed up the playback in the video editor just to get through it a bit quicker to see what was going to happen. Because although we seem to be getting a free launch, so launching without any engines and without using any fuel, I think you'll agree that's quite an unusual way to do it. But as it was happening, I thought I'd ride out the launch and see what happened. So it just keeps tumbling and slowly, very slowly going up. And then we've got the view from the cockpit, which must be terrifying for Bill and Jeb. So you sort of look out the window and see the world spinning by. But then if we watch the altitude meter, or altimeter, whatever you want to call it, it seems to spin for a few meters, or seems to go up for a few meters fairly slowly, then it goes up really quickly for nearly 50 meters or so, then slowly again, and then quickly again. And there we go, just trying out some different views to see what the cameras look like, but I think the free camera is the most comfortable to watch. So I left the game running for quite a while, and here we are, we've jumped from 1500 meters or so up to 1200 meters, 12,000 meters should I say. and now I'm trying to deploy a parachute. I thought that might slow down the tumble perhaps, or slow down the ascent, one or the other, or possibly both, you never know. But it didn't seem to make any difference, so I've turned on the SAS and the RCS to see if that can bring the station under control and stop it spinning, but it's not seemed to be making any difference. And so now I'm looking to release the second parachute. These parachutes are on the escape pod that will be on top of the 1.9 copy. But the parachutes, even though the whole craft is actually going up, the parachutes are behaving as if it's going down, if you see what I mean. They seem to be pulling it upwards, if anything. So I thought if I can find the docking port in a minute, I thought we'd release the docking port and see what happens to the escape pod. There we go, that's it. So we release it and it falls away back down towards the surface, which is, well, it's what you'd expect to happen really. But a little bit surprised because the rest of it's still going up and it's dropping away pretty quickly, but as the parachutes are deployed they should fully inflate as it gets close to the ground and it should be okay. So we're just checking in the map view to see what's going on. I thought I'd switch to the escape pod, but apparently I can't switch vessels while I'm moving across the ground, which is a bit strange because I'm not really, well, I suppose technically I am moving across the ground, but 14,400 metres above it is not really across ground, is it? I don't know, it's more above ground in my mind, but anyway. So there we go, the pod has splashed down and made it, so I assume it would have made it safely. The sensible thing, I suppose, would have been to put Jeb and Bill in the pod before I released it, but well, I forgot to do that. So here we've got another section that's on a docking port or connector, so I can release that, and we'll see what happens to that bit. Right, there we go, and that one, is it? Oh, well, it's snapped in half, although there was one of the larger docking ports was there in the middle of it, but I didn't ask that one to come apart. But it's split apart and both sections are tumbling towards the ground. Nobody in them, but I'm not sure why the camera actually followed them. I must have aligned the camera to that one. Oh, and now the camera's just jumped back to the main ship on its own, which is a bit strange. Oh, anyway, okay, so, well, we've got two more sections falling towards the ground. I don't think there's any more sections I can decouple now. I think that's all of it. The rest of the ship is all one piece. There are two sections of girder, or the box section girders from one end of the arms that sticks out that had some solar panels on it. That was the bit that exploded on the ground, and they are missing here. If you can see, there's two solar panels missing from one end or the other, and any second now I think we're going to see a flying girder coming off. Well, it just seems to spawn in mid-air for some reason, and it was doing it regularly. Here it comes. There we go, look, there it is with the two solar panels on it still. And when this was in real time but running in time warp, so not fast forward in the video editor, it kept respawning those every 45 seconds or so, so you should see them keep popping out. Look, there you go, there's another one. So when the video editor's running in times 4 fast forward, they were popping out every 12 seconds or so. Something like every 15 seconds or something. 12, 15 seconds, something like that. Oh right, okay, so yeah, we're going to revert to launch after all that. I spent about, say, nearly an hour watching it go up very slowly, and I eventually got bored with it because I couldn't gain control or do anything with it. So here we are, which took a long time to react. Well, it didn't. In fact, it didn't react to the return to launchpad command, and so I waited for a bit, and eventually I pressed the escape button on the keyboard, and that came up. But again, it wouldn't do anything, wouldn't react. So I clicked on the revert to launch again, and it still didn't do anything until I pushed the escape key again, and it's still there. I don't know why it's like that. So it's back to the VAB. Phew. Well, that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please click on like and don't forget to subscribe, and check back soon for new videos. But while you're waiting, why don't you check out some of my other videos. Thank you for watching.